So here's what I'm thinking. Sorry, Ashton, but you were wrong. Smart isn't sexy. Now, perhaps wrong is a bit harsh. Truth of the matter is, I loved most of your speech at the Teen Choice Awards. I appreciated your call out to hard work as a response to opportunity. Your message really resonated with me at the end of your speech about how we need to, as people, build a life. I mean, bravo, even that you tried to do such a speech at an awards ceremony like this, and how you held steady during the squeals and screams of, "We love you, Ashton!" Yes, I admit it. I am rather fond of you myself. But you lost me on that whole smart is sexy thing. I mean, I know what you were trying to do there. You were trying to upgrade smart. You were trying to connect what you felt was underappreciated smart with, well, what makes young girls scream, "We love you, Ashton!" In a very weird JT way, you were trying to bring smart back. But here's the thing. To equate smart with sexy does a disservice to smart. And even with all your good intentions, it does a disservice to our young women and men. Because it makes sexy look like the thing to want to be more than anything else, even if it's smart that gets you there. Now, don't get me wrong, I like sexy. Big fan. Like most people, when I see sexy, I am attracted to it. It makes me look. I turn my head. To be honest, I hope I still have a little sexy left in me. But from an important standpoint, from a gravity perspective, sexy is a bit of a lightweight. It's a shiny object glittering in the sun. I mean, if we were making a list of the things that you really want to be as a person, as a partner, as a soulmate, sexy maybe makes the top 10. And if so, it just sneaks in. Smart, on the other hand, now, smart is a player. Smart is one of those top 5 qualities, linking up with things like compassion and authenticity, like optimism and courage, and maybe even sense of humor. You know, the things that really matter. In the big picture, sexy attracts. But it's those before mentioned top 5 qualities, smart included, that gets people to stick around. In the end, and certainly over time, sexy becomes more and more trivial. Smart is substance in abundance. Smart is the essence of depth and complexity. Sexy is, well, skin deep. Smart is trying to cure cancer. Sexy is great teeth. Smart is solving our climate change crisis. Sexy is curves and muscles, which, I'm afraid, don't always last. Smart is trying to find common ground between all the varying and differing viewpoints in our country and world that have stopped trying to talk to each other. Sexy is a bare midriff, and for a very, very small segment of the population, a Speedo on the beach. Smart is politics. Sexy is politics. Well, I think you know what I mean. So here's the deal, Ashton. I have a 16-year-old daughter, Gracie, someone who is at the age where she could have been there that night at the Teen Choice Awards when you gave your speech. I hope that my daughter thinks she is sexy. And more importantly, I hope that the men or women who might love her tell her that she's sexy as well. Though not in front of me. That would be just really awkward for both of us. But even more than that, I hope my daughter strives to be the kind of young woman who goes beyond the superficial and strives to be curious and empathetic, who works to be caring and a force in the world for good. I hope Gracie is determined to create and innovate, and is hopeful and optimistic in a world that is often jaded and cruel. I hope my daughter keeps her childlike spirit and chooses to follow the joy instead of the money or the power or other things that also, in the end, turn out to be rather trivial. I hope my daughter is courageous and chooses to be authentic and even vulnerable, and does so because she trusts herself. And she would be rather seen as her true self than join those who put in countless amounts of time and energy trying to create the brand of themselves because they are so afraid of being revealed. And I want to work for the kind of world, and actually I kind of think you do too, Ashton, where we won't have to remind people or convince them that these qualities are actually quite valuable. A world where people are as interested in who's on the cover of Time magazine as Vogue. A world where being that kind of person will attract people to you and also make them want to stick around. A world where having those qualities will make people squeal and scream, "We love you, Gracie!" You know why? Because that would mean we finally got smart.